Preparation for the UCAT doesn't end with your last practice mock. The logistics of the test day can be just as stressful as the exam itself. Since you're effectively declaring yourself fit, the moment you begin the test, you need to make sure that everything from your ID to your energy levels is optimized and you're in best possible shape for the day. So what shall we do? Well, what we will do, first thing we'll do is the night before. The logistics and the lockdown. The night before, i.e., what we want to do is we want to avoid the morning of decisions, things to do that morning, all right? We're going to get things ready in advance. We will get our ID ready, i.e., so that could be our passport, that could be driving license, digital IDs of some sort. That's acceptable. We need to have that ready the night before. And it's going to be in a bag, somewhere where we can find it and take it with us. We will make sure the booking confirmation has been printed or a digital copy of the appointment is available. Now just make sure if it's digital, the phone or your tab or whatever you're taking with you is working, all right? People make silly mistakes like the battery drains and then you can't access the digital copy, in which case I always say as a backup at least, print off. Make sure you plan your route, okay? Check for roadworks, so don't check timings of travel like the night before when it's quiet. Check it the day before and the day before for the time you will travel, because that hopefully takes into account extra traffic, any roadworks and so forth. If you, for whatever reason, you're attending one of those centres about, a few hours away, some people do that because of availability issues, then make sure perhaps travel the day before and stay overnight in a hotel. Don't cram, all right? If you've prepared well in the previous 8, 10, 12 weeks, as I, recommend, then you should be fine. You shouldn't have to cram the night before. You need to stop any revision come 7 p.m. the day before, and you really need to focus on relaxation, getting a good night's sleep and being rested so that you perform well the next day. Number 2, morning rituals for peak performance. Number 1 in this area is cognitive warm-up, all right? Do not do a full mock. Instead, spend 10 to 15 minutes or 5 to 10, easy questions, simple QR calculations, VR passage, all right? This just wakes up your brain, the logic centers, and kind of, stops you draining any stamina. Think about brain fuel, and that is eating a breakfast. Make sure you eat a breakfast with kind of low glycemic index foods, i.e. oats, eggs, whole grains, all right? They give you sustained energy throughout the morning or the afternoon, and you want to avoid too much caffeine. You don't want the crash, so you don't want the short hitting sugars, if you like, soft drinks and like Mars bars and things like that. And the problem with that is, it kind of spikes the sugars and then you get a crash later on. So you don't want that. Make sure you're hydrated. So sip water throughout the morning, all right, but probably stop half an hour before the test, because there are no breaks, and what you don't want to be doing is kind of needing a toilet trip, and that eats into your test time. So do bear that in mind, especially those of you like me who've got a weak bladder. At the test centre itself, what to expect, what will happen. So as you know, all tests are done at the Pearson VUE test centres, and they've got strict security protocols. You need to check in with your ID. Your digital photograph, digital signature. They do a security sweep, so staff might ask you to kind of turn out your pockets. They might do a visual check. They might have a look at your kind of hair accessories and things like that, perhaps. So just, they've got a motion to go through, let them. They'll give you lockers or some space where you can put personal belongings away. So watches, phones, they need to be turned off, put away, wallets, water bottles. They must all go in a secure locker. And the equipment that you'll get at the computer booth is a laminated A4 notebook, all right, the whiteboard if you like, where you can write. They'll give you a marker pen, you know, to make sure you can write. Make sure it is dry marker rather than permanent marker, because that'll be a bit time wasting during the test itself. So make sure that works. And yeah, test it before the time as well to make sure there's enough ink and everything in it, and ask for a replacement if it's not. They'll give you a noise cancelling headphone as well, or earplugs, you know, that are available if you request them. Again, that's useful so you can concentrate. And now, fourthly, during the exam itself, you need to stay composed. So what I say, do a 1 minute instruction screen thing, which is use them, all right? Between each section, you get 60 seconds of instruction time. Even if you know the rules, use this minute to take deep breaths, breathing exercises, relax, get yourself in frame of mind again, stretch your fingers, stretch your hands, and reset your mindset, okay? Don't think about the previous section where you might have done well, or God forbid where you didn't do so well. Don't dwell on it. It's past you now, so move on to the next section. Be wary of technical glitches, right? If your computer freezes or the calculator lags, raise your hand up and tell them, okay? Don't wait until the test is over, okay? It's much harder to appeal than to point it out there and there. The whiteboard itself, I mentioned, during the instruction minutes, wipe your notebook clean, okay? Make sure it's clean so that you can use it in this next section. So you've got space to write and work things out. So do that whilst you've got time. And after the test, once you've finished the SJT section, you raise your hand and they will escort you out. Your results will be available immediately, and that's in most cases, that is, and you'll be handed a physical copy of your UCAT score. That's available at the front desk before you leave the building. In terms of digital copies, your result will be uploaded to your online UCAT account, usually within 24 hours. So make sure you make a list of everything I've gone through, tick through, and make sure you're ready for the test, you're fit for the test on the day. Good luck.